Awesome. Isidora, how are you?
I'm really well, Dami. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm happy we finally were able to hop on a call after
Yes,
months.
it's one of those things you just don't want to do. And you say you're so busy you can't do it, but you got to do it. You've got to connect with everyone.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great. Well, look, if anyone's been living under a rock and you're from the western suburbs or from Melbourne or Australia, Isidora, can you just give a quick introduction into who you are and what you do?
Yeah. So I am Isidora Love. I am the founding director of Food and Wine with Love, and where I am marketing platform that promotes and supports food and wine brands throughout Australia. We're very strong in Melbourne, starting on the Mornington Peninsula, and we are endeavoring to go across Victoria and keep on supporting businesses that need to be exposed to a new audience, such as ours, which is
Mm,
an amazing audience that we've got, and we've been growing for a few years now.
fantastic. Right. So out of the Mornington Peninsula, what I guess was the starting point for Food and Wine with Love? Did you come from, I guess, an entrepreneurial background? Was it hospo? What kind of, led to that spurt of the idea?
Yeah. Did you want me to share how it all came about from the beginning?
Whatever you're comfortable with.
So, what happens during COVID and the first few days of COVID? Obviously, everything was closed.
Mm,
And I could tell, I mean, I was living on the Mornington Peninsula, and I could tell that everyone was closing. There was a lot of people upset around because they had to close the shops, the businesses, and the people couldn't find food anywhere. Many people were losing their jobs.
mm,
And I came up with the brainchild of starting up a food group. So a Facebook group where the businesses could connect with the consumers or the local people. It was basically just a community initiative just to connect one with the other, and they could perhaps buy from each other via this platform. Unbeknownst to me, it went wild. Within 3 weeks, we had 10,000 people join, 500
incredible.
businesses, and people were even from overseas ordering and coming in and posting, I want to send a basket to my friend in here and that. Where do I get it? And people were helping each other. The spirit of it was amazing to see people in action. And businesses were saying, we're closed, but we're going to set ourselves up in the parking lot and
Mm,
go, put your order in, and we're going to meet you there. And people were going to parking lots and collecting food. It just was amazing to see this. And so that was the start of it. And it kept growing. And obviously, we've had to create something for going forward because
mm.
to meet the needs of the people. That's it.
Wow, what a journey. What that's quite a courageous thing to do to kind of be inspired during, you know, the COVID period. Did you have any business experience prior to that, or was it just right place, right time?
Yes. Yeah, look, I have been in business for many years, most of my life. I managed businesses and I've been in marketing. I had a recruitment agency and at one stage, a bookkeeping agency, a training company. My background is in
Wow.
finance marketing. At that time, I wasn't doing all of those. I was semi-retired. And I was just mainly just doing a bit of part-time work in real estate.
Mm,
And so this is how I came about. I have experience, but it was never meant to be a business. It was meant to
mm,
be just an initiative to help out the community with a group. And as it took off, my background in marketing kicked in again, and I thought, how can I go further? How can I help more? How can we convert this into something that is really special for our community? And that's when I thought about um, engaging some developers to develop a food ordering app so that we could
mm,
put everyone there. Everyone would have the details. People could reach out directly to them because the group feed was so busy, so many posts, people were being lost, and it became a bit frustrating not to find who they wanted to
mm,
find. So I had an audience and I didn't have anything to service them with. So
mm.
I had to think of something to make sure that they were looking after, and it kept on growing. So that's when um, we went to the next gear, we went to the next level, creating this app to keep everyone together in one platform.
Keeping everyone together on one platform. No, wow. Look like I don't think many people, well, some of those that are watching will, but people don't understand how difficult it can be creating an app. And that's just phase one. Expenses aside, building a community on your platform is very difficult because there may be people, maybe not in Australia, that are doing it to the level or to the specificity that you're doing it at. But people are familiar with some of these business models overseas, albeit, an Uber Eats, a Manuel, etc., in their own differences. But it's taken a lot of these companies, multi-millions, if not in some situations, billions of pre-seed investment, seed A investment. You've largely, if not completely, bootstrapped the whole business yourself. And that in and of itself takes a lot of guts. I guess the climate that we're in for hospitality is quite an interesting one. How do you foresee restaurant owners growing in 2024 and over these next couple of years with all the economic uncertainty?
Well, what I've discovered in the last 4 years, it's been that the way to succeed and grow as a business owner in the food industry, you have got to connect with your local community. You have got to be engaging them, because that's what we did through this app and through the group. We connected the local business in a specific area, and that's what made it successful. So you have to be in touch with your community. You need to know who your community is, what they want, what they like, what kind of food they want to see. And I think that is the key, and has been the key for us, that we've been able to ascertain that, and with leverage of that. So everywhere we have our app, we find a community around the app to maintain connection with the businesses that we market, or that they join or subscribe to us. I think community engagement, it's underestimated, but you have got to be in the vicinity to be able to cater to them, rather than just aiming at anyone out there in the market. You've got to be clever and have purpose, to engage your community. That's just what's happened to us. I'm just saying that from experience.
And you mentioned the key word there, purpose. Do you think that many people in the hospitality space, whether it's restaurants, cafes, do you think they lack purpose when it comes to their marketing? They're not focused, like you said, on building the community. They just kind of maybe posting for the sake of it or running an ad. What do you think they're going wrong, and what do you think Food, Wine and Love kind of goes right and helps them out?
Yeah, unfortunately, some of the businesses underestimate the power of social media marketing, or engaging with bigger brands, or involving them with them, or partnering with them, which is what we offer. We offer partnership with the businesses. So we support the marketing efforts. We don't compete against them, but we support them in whatever they're doing. We enhance by bringing in what we have available. And a lot of businesses don't understand this, that they need a partner to go along the ride with them, because they don't have the skills, or not even so much that, the time to focus on growing a good business, being a top business, and you can't be a top into everything. So I think that when people understand the power of social media marketing and the power of having a partner, they are likely to succeed more. We see that with many other businesses that have partnered with us, and other agencies and other marketing companies. We see the growth, we see the engagement, we see what is happening. Whereas those that don't have that and don't value it as an asset to have, they fall by their wayside, because there's so much competition, unfortunately.
You're right. I think, well, we both know, I guess, from being on the field, that, many people aren't as active or aggressive online as they should be. And the fact of the matter is, after the 9 to 5 job, after, a night out, when you wake up in the morning, what are the first places that people are looking at? It's their phone, it's their computer. So, especially with the advent of AI, it is more important now than ever to make sure that your business is super easy to find. And that only comes through, like you said, social media advertising, being accessible on listings. And I think it's one of those things that if you don't get on top of it now, you're just widening the gap between those that have done it, even on your street, that extra year or two longer than you. When it comes to, I guess, because you're a business owner and so am I at the end of the day, what are some of the challenges that perhaps people haven't or don't know about what it's been like to build Food and Wine with Love? Because one thing that I get resounding feedback from all the time is, Dami, we see some of the wins with your agency and some of the clients you work with, but we want to know more about the trials and tribulations. And every day, at least from my side, there's a trial and tribulation. So what are some of the difficulties of building such a unique but also startup type project?
Well, there's always challenges with everything anyone takes on, whether it's this or something else, because um, there's so many things that you need to implement to be successful and be mindful of. And it's a journey of challenges every day. So you need to understand that. Even what we had the chat the other day, it's a challenge all the time. So you need to be settled in that space. It'll be challenging, but every day it's a better day. So you've got to get your mindset right. You've got to get your thinking right. I think that's one of the biggest challenges. Get rid of the fear of failure. Get rid of those things that speak to you, that will defeat you before you even go out the door. To me, that's been a great challenge. Understanding what your audience wants is another challenge. It's being connected and understand what you are about, what you offer, what is your difference in what you're offering, and tailor making your products to that audience so that you are giving them what they want, what they expect. Understanding your competitors as well, that if they're there, when customers are looking, like you said, at your Facebook in the morning, at night, they're going to have multiple restaurants and cafes pop up like this. And it's like, are you there? Are you popping up there? Are they, when they're deciding, do I go here? Do I go there? Are you coming up to get a chance to be seen? That's another challenge that I see that a lot of people don't understand, don't see it. And that's been also a challenge for us to grow this platform. We've had to create things that will allow us to be seen and people will understand what we offer. And we're still working on that. It's an ongoing thing. That exposure, because a lot of people don't know what we do, because it takes a while to do this. But we have done really well in such a short time because we started with an audience and we've created a product for them. And normally it's the other way around. You create a product and you start to market it. You've got to find the audience. For us, it's been different because it was born out of just helping the community. And the community came and then was like, what do we do? What do we do? And then that's how we started from One with Love.
Yeah, no, that makes a ton of sense. And congrats again on building in such, or not even in such, in one of the most competitive industries internationally, which is SaaS, software as a service. You see big, obviously billion-dollar companies, whether it's a Netflix, whether it's an Uber or an Uber Eats. You see all these big product companies in the SaaS space. Took 10 years, they've lost a lot of money. People like Uber, or companies like Uber, still in debt. It's a tough industry, but I agree with you that focus on the community first will actually allow you to grow exponentially easier. And actually, we like to use that terminology a lot in the main agency, not so much Restaurant Revolution, but in the main agency as well. You want to build a bunch of mini communities to aim towards a mega community. So on the parallel, like if we're servicing, like let's just say a plumber, we'll tell them, listen, if you have different services, you should have one page on Instagram that talks just about this, and then this page that talks about just about this service, and then it all goes to the same website. And that website is the mega community. It's the same for a restaurant. If you're an ice creamery, right, you want to make sure that on TikTok they can see your team members dancing and smiling with it, but you also want to make sure that you're able to be found on a listing that's localized, like Food, Wine, and Love, plus making sure that you're accessible on Instagram with more static and video real imagery. When it comes to what you've seen work with the restaurants, what traits, whether it's within the business or the business owner, have you seen from the most successful restaurants?
Well, marketing, understanding marketing, that marketing works, and that you're not going to make it on your own just by word of mouth. Word of mouth is great, but there's more now. There's more available, and taking advantage of the tools. And those businesses that have taken advantages of all the tools, like you said, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, everything. If you can spend a little bit of time investing in all of those different platforms or tools, you're going to appear everywhere. Everyone will see you because you are everywhere. And I've really seen that work from many businesses that take on these new tools that are available to us. And unfortunately, those that don't stay behind. They are not relevant anymore because they're not there in the marketplace. Like I said before, when people are looking through their feeds, you won't be there. Unfortunately, it's a digital world. I mean, for everyone.
Yes, it is.
And I don't even believe that magazines work anymore.
Yeah.
Things like that. People want something instant. They want to see it. Like today, I was sharing some posts for a client, and one of
Mm.
their products is beautiful um, donuts, jam donuts. I mean, there's many jam donut shops around, many brands, and I did a post for them because I personally love them, and
Mm.
they're very fluffy. They've got beautiful jam, oh, stunning. And I did a
Making
post,
me hungry.
and immediately emails started to come in. How much are they? Can I immediately? You know what I
Wow.
mean? It's instant. People are driven by the visuals of food. I mean, I do. I'm constantly looking at it.
As do I.
I get
Yep.
hungry, like, okay, tonight I'm going to eat this, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go there. That's the beauty with food. It appeals to our senses more than anything else, more than dressing, more than
Yeah.
using products. It's fits us. So we have an advantage there. But what I like you asked me before, whenever you take up all these tools, it's a great combination. It's a great combination that works every time.
Fantastic. Fantastic, Isidora. Yeah, no, like, I think you're 100% right. And it's funny how fast that actually worked for that specific client of yours. That little change, that little change in intention led to them getting inquiries on inquiries on inquiries. Where most hospitality or restaurant experts, they'll have a cafe for 10 years and they'll think they immediately have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars when it might just be a little tweak, just that little post here and there, or that little increase in consistency. And those small changes add up over time. I have one or two more questions for you, and they're going to be questions that you might have, I guess, a bit of expansion on. But where is food, wine, and love going over the next 2 to 5 years?
Well, look, we could go anywhere. Food and Wine with Love wants to go Australia wide. I mean, that's the big dream that everyone hears about us.
Mm,
For the moment, we are planning to expand Victoria wide because we want to give businesses the opportunity to come on board with us, to
yes.
list with us. Our platforms are big. We have a very loyal following, and they're just foodies. They're just people that love food, people that love supporting Aussie made, Aussie on. Obviously, I've shared with you, we got endorsed as the only Aussie on made food up in Australia. There is no other. We don't charge
Incredible.
commissions. That's a big thing.
Do you want to repeat those 2 points again? They're really powerful.
Yes, exactly. So we wanna let people know, businesses know, here we are. We can help you market to our audience that you may not otherwise ever meet, because it's a
Mm,
loyal audience that we've built since COVID,
yes.
and they're very active and engaged. So we want to spread the word. We are building, groups all over Melbourne at the moment, and finding
Hmm.
foodies, connecting them, putting them together in a group, and then connecting those groups to the businesses. Like we've got one group has got 19,000 followers. So any business
Mm,
around them that lists with us, we connect them with that audience so they can, showcase their products to them. We've got other groups in the West and the East in Melbourne. And so whatever businesses come in those areas, live in those areas, or have shops in those areas, we connect them to those local areas. But we've got the Victorian group, which is the big one. They can post there
mm,
anytime. So that's where we're going. We want to do lots of new things. We want to do um, go through wineries, do tours, winery tours, so that
nice.
we can get the winery owners connected with the community as well. We want to do our YouTube channel. We're developing to showcase
Fantastic.
the businesses as well. And also one day we want to invite chefs to come on our YouTube channel and share their
Amazing.
best recipes, Aussie recipes. There's so many things we want to do, but it is a journey. And for us, it's a journey just like any other business as well, to connect with the audience, to be engaged with the audience, and to work with partners like we work with you as well, to support one another, and
Mm,
achieve the same results. And at the end of the day, is to support these businesses that don't have the tools, or I'm not aware of the tools, and support them. And so that's where we want to go, just be known in a wider area, Melbourne wide, Victoria wide, and then obviously go Australia wide.
fantastic. Well, everyone listening, you've heard it here first. If you want to expand across Victoria, across Australia. They're already a fan favorite down here in Melbourne. And yeah, I can definitely see that trajectory. I think that's really cool that you're going to eventually have chefs on the YouTube channel saying, and this is the recipe to creating this shepherd pie or something of that nature. I think Australians really enjoy that. We're a lot more patriotic. I think the Americans overshadow us a little bit on television. They're not the only, and the UK, they're not the only patriotic nations in the world. Australians love being Australian.
Yeah.
So I think there can be a lot more done to really show that through the food side of things. And it's cool
Yeah.
that you kind of, directing that and pioneering that. I have a question for you, and I want you to actually, it'll make sense in a second. So what we do when we interview different guests and partners, we actually ask them, what's one question you want to ask the next person we interview? So this person might have a tech company. The last person we spoke to here under a fintech startup that helps people like save money in groups. But this person could be from any industry. But what question do you want us to ask the next person? And you can spend 10 seconds thinking about it if you want to.
You put me on the spot there, didn't you? That was not. The only thing that comes to mind is it comes from more of a not a business sense, but maybe what is in your heart that you want to share with others that will help others. It's more about more of a personal question as far as what are you in this for? Is it just to make money, or is it to actually make a difference in other people's lives? I would ask, check your heart, find out, and go with that. So I'm asking, what's in your heart that you want to give to others? More of a, not as a business thing, but you do it through your business, but what is in your heart to give away? I don't know if that makes sense or not, but that's
that makes a lot of sense. So what is in your heart to give?
Yeah.
Not what is, we already understand with business, yes, there can be the ability to influence, the ability to create financial success, the ability to maybe give people opportunities as well from a hiring perspective. But what's in your heart? What's maybe the driver that's triggering you to do it, to do what you do every day?
Yeah, what drives you? What drives your heart? Because for me, in the beginning, it was just to help out a little bit, never thinking I could do this right now with you, or had an app or a website. I was just like, what can I do? That's all. And that was born out of that. And I'm not saying I'm amazing or anything like that. It was just sometimes you just want to help out, basically. And something really good's come out of that. So that works as far as when you give, you get, and give not to get, give to give, something like that. Yeah.
Yep. And there's many laws, whether, people are religious or non-religious, whether you're reading from, the Bible or the Quran or other texts. Universally, it's accepted that the more you give, the more you're actually also opening up yourself to receive. Because the more you give, the more you are in a state of abundance, right?
Yes.
But Isidora, you've given me a lot of your time. Where can people find out more about food and wine and love and what you're building?
Well, they can connect with us via our website, foodandwinewithlove.com.au. If you go in there, you'll find our groups. You will find everything we do. Our socials are there. So we've got 2 socials, Food and Wine with Love, and another one called Peninsula Food with Love, because we've got 2 different areas. Just type in my name, Isidora Love. We've had some articles written about the initiative by the Epoch Times and also the Herald Sun. If you just Google my name, it's easier. I should come up there, or the website easily. You'll be able to find us through those channels, and would love to connect with more people. We're here to help businesses. We often have calls and people say, I need to do this, and we help them to get off the ground, from brand development right up to creating a really good brand that is trustworthy. So we're here to help as well, and we don't charge for everything. We just want to see businesses succeed. Yes, easily find me under the website.
Fantastic. We'll put all of your links in the description of the video. But Isidora, thank you so much for your time. I definitely think you're a massive force for good at the end of the day for Australia within this sector. It's definitely a very difficult time to be a restaurant business owner. So the fact that you're making it easier to be found at a local and national level, I believe a lot of restaurateurs will take a lot out of this video. So thank you.
Thank you, Dami, for your time and for partnering with us as well. We love what you guys are doing as well. You're doing the same thing, just in a different way. At the end of the day, we're doing the same thing, which is supporting the hospitality industry. So thank you so much for this time.
The pleasure's mine. Till next time, Isidora.
Thank you. Bye.
Hey guys, listen, it's Dami here from Clientele Boosters. And look, if you want to learn about how you can grow your business sustainably using our concept of mega communities and how we build one for you and your business and how you can use it to have a sustainable pipeline of buyers, customers, clients sustainably with this strategy, then just click the link below. There's going to be a link in the bio, link in the description. It's going to show you guys exactly how you can do it and how you can talk to one of our team members and why they're going to break it down for you and your business. Till then, you guys enjoy. Much love. Best luck. Bye-bye.